Hey guys, and welcome to our anchorage. This is where are we at? Bohemian River. I just adjusted the solar panel here. So normally it lays kind of leaning forward into the boat. It's kind of our offshore sailing position. It's really secure. It lays on these braces and it's got 3 clamps that you can loosen, and then it tilts back. So right now I have it tilted directly to the sun, getting optimum, solar charging. Makes an actual difference. And then if there's strong wind when we're anchored, I just, tie a clove hitch here with these little straps of Dyneema to keep it from, flying off or whatever. Never had that happen, even sailing. But just in case. So let's talk briefly remote work while traveling. We've shown you some of our travels. Of course, if you follow our channel, you've seen over the years of the traveling that we do, but never really talked much about the actual the work we do, and then ways that we've seen other people do this. So I guess now's a good time to talk. Let's break this down into, I think there's 2 ways to do the remote work while traveling. Outside of those 2 ways, you can actually not work and travel. We know people who do that. I'd say 90% of the people who are cruising on a sailboat or even on a trawler, 90% are retired. That's as simple as that. A few of those are actually earlier retirees from the military. So they're in their 40s. But most people are 50s, 60s, 70s, and some 80s. And they're retired, living the good life, Living on the sailboat can be very, very affordable. 50 to 70% cheaper than living in mainstream American lifestyle. And this is how you travel and work remotely at the same time. That's what we're doing. We did not plan on leaving today. We planned on sticking around another day or so, going to town and getting some pizza. We're leaving Annapolis and we're heading north through the C&D Canal. But we have learned that if you take advantage of short little 10-mile days, 2 to 3 hours, 15 miles, then, instead of watching TV, you travel, and then the rest of your day you can work. And so that's how we're doing it. That's our secret recipe to working as we travel. And that's what we're doing today. We have a short little jump leaving Annapolis. We're heading north. We've been here a few weeks and it's been good. Just got to go under the bridge and around the corner to a new anchorage. It is literally 10.7 nautical miles. And then we're going to do another hop tomorrow.
How was our stay in Annapolis? It was fantastic. We did something different this time. We stayed on the mooring ball in the downtown area. That was super fun and exciting. Then we went back into our little home stretch in Back Creek and got to experience something that was familiar. And now we are just being impromptu and moving, so it's kind of exciting. It's like, wow, we're doing the American day hops. So I'm excited, ready to be in New York.
Yes. but it can also be more expensive, and it just depends on how you want to do it. And that's kind of the cool part, right? But for us, we're working as we go. When we started this, let's go back to 2018, 2019, when we really wanted to start doing this. We essentially cleared all our debts and sold the house. So we were cash rich, debt low, ready to go. And I think that's the best way to do it. So if you're someone watching this video and you're interested in getting started, I think the best way is build cash, get down debts to nothing. And I think that's the starting point before starting any of this. You're going to have to figure out a way to make the money as you go, or just do it short term, 2 weeks, 2 months, and then fly back home and go back to work. We know some people who do that, actually, who've cruised the Pacific. There's a great family we've met in the Bahamas who are now in the Pacific, and that's what they do. They get to a marina. The husband flies away for 2 months and works, comes back and sails with the family for 2 months. But for us, it's remote work. And we started in a marketplace. And so I'm going to share 2 ways I think you can make remote work happen on a sailboat. But the 2 ways I want to share in this video are the 2 ways we personally have used to fund our traveling lifestyle. Number 1 is a marketplace. Getting into a marketplace and selling things online. There are a lot of different marketplaces. Etsy, Pinterest is in itself a marketplace. Amazon, we all know about. We happen to be in a very narrow niche. It's in the educational field, and it's selling resources to teachers. And we did that through a established marketplace with an established audience. And so I think that's the best tip, number 1. Whether you're selling things in education, whether you're selling clothing, whether you're selling, we have a friend who does salsa, we have a friend who's doing extremely well selling stickers on Amazon. So it doesn't matter really what you sell, as long as you figure out the algorithms and search features of that marketplace. And as long as you have some degree of mastery of it, you'll have enough success to fund this very low-cost lifestyle. And I should say, fund the lifestyle and fund your future goals, right? And the second way I think a lot of people can get started traveling on a sailboat and funding their travels is by trading their time. So this is true remote work, and that's you can do through freelancing. Upwork is a website, Fiverr is a website, Indeed is a website, even LinkedIn. You can use these websites as marketplaces to sell your services, whether that be tax advising or bookkeeping or tech support. There are fields that you can get into, video editing, where people need graphic design. I mean, there's a whole list of fields where people will pay you to do the work. And these are outsourced jobs that a lot of small businesses love to outsource because it's no employee fees, no unemployment taxes. It's very low cost for businesses to hire you, and it's pure cash in your pocket. So those are our 2 tips, 2 ways that we fund our travels working remotely. And I think those are really successful ways for a lot of people that I've come across who do it. Now, a third method we're heading to our last anchorage, Bohemian River, and there's some marina there. Maybe we'll grab a little fuel, and we'll finish the discussion about working remotely as we travel on a sailboat. I've got a couple tips to share some things I've learned. But for now, we just let you enjoy the travels. We're gonna go do the same. I guess I didn't plan on sharing this, but I will. We know at least 3 families who we've cruised with who they sold their home, used that to fund the initial travels, but kept a rental home. And that makes enough revenue to keep the travels going. Storage units, other properties like the rental properties. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed those tips. That's all I really have to share. I'm going to put my thoughts together, though, not off the cuff, but actually think it through and make a document for you. I'll share in a link of this video, and it'll be out on our blog. So I hope you can, if you're interested in it, take advantage of it. So a few final thoughts on the topic of how to work remotely while traveling on a sailboat. Get Nancy's input, but I was thinking about what I said earlier, and it would be totally easier to not be able to work and just travel. Permanent vacation. And it's not that hard because you can keep your budget so low. For example, our budget expenses on a sailboat, I would say, are 60% less than they were living Houston's suburban life. So, I guess the key is remote work keeps you busy. Because anytime you do nothing for so long, it can get boring. So it gives you a little sense of purpose. Not to mention, when you're young like us, I guess that's subjective. It's not just paying for the now. You still have to make plans for the future. So remote work really helps us with that. Let's get Nancy's thoughts here. Oh, but first I need to show you this amazing burger we got here. I made a cheeseburger. What did you come up with, Nance?
Well, I'm trying to cut back on some of the cheese and stuff, so I just have an onion burger, I guess. I was going to put lettuce on there, but I've had my share of lettuce lately.
Onion burger, wow. Okay, on whole wheat dry bread. You go, girl.
Okay. I'm going to have chips with it, so it'll be better.
Any final thoughts on the topic?
Working remotely, that's what you're talking about. I agree 100% with Matt. Like, make it to where you don't have to be tied to a schedule. If you haven't heard it yet as a sailor, you will hear it. Schedules kill sailors. And I have one gig that I do, and it has 8 hours a week that I have to schedule. And it never fails. Matt will be like, okay, I think this will be when we're going to go. And so I'll schedule my hours on a different day. And then guess what? The weather changes. And then that's the day we have to go. So there's been more than one occasion that if you look back at our episodes where Matt's like, well, Nancy's down below trying to work. She couldn't get out of a meeting. Well, that's my gig. It's difficult. It's very difficult. So try not to put that stress on yourself if you can. If you can't, you make it work and it's okay. We do it.
That's true. Isn't she the sweetest?
Oh, yes.
2 points. And one other thing about work, raising a child. We know a lot of families who they just drop school. They just don't do the school because that's also a schedule, right? And so that can be difficult.
Yeah, but being educators, that breaks my heart when they're like, oh, we only have to do an hour of school and Olivia's down here like working so hard.
Yeah,
like,
Olivia's doing a solid 4 to 6 hours every day. So,
yeah.
But let me give you a tip on that if you are a family and you're watching this video. We've found some really cool resources that help keep schooling on pace. and keep it rigorous so it's not just, oh, we're studying marine life. Okay, whatever. Tell that to a college. Tell that to an employer. You know, we've got some resources. I'll put a link in the blog below, but the biggest one that we've liked, 2 of them, is a math resource called Alex. I've used that in schools as well. Top notch.
Yes.
And that's what she's doing her, well, right now, college algebra in. Really hard.
It's gotten really hard. I've had to go back and refresh my memory. So.
And the other one is study.com. It's a great website. You do have to pay monthly, but it's so worth it. It aligns with college courses, so you can take college credits if you're in high school, dual credit, things like that.
Yeah. With that being said, we went to the Bahamas our first season and we did not have internet. And so she still did it, but we just had to all take turns being on the internet so that she could get her work done. Now we have Starlink, so if that's something you can invest in while you're working remotely or if you have kids on board, it's a lifesaver. It makes it so much easier.
I'm going to enjoy this burger. Thank you for watching this video.
Yes. Thanks for watching.
If you liked it, smash the thumb up, subscribe to see future episodes. I'll leave you with this sunset.